This is Troy and Tracy with Giving Hope and with Women of Hope. And today we have special guest with DeMario and his incredible, beautiful wife. So we're so excited that we're going to be able to share you what it takes to have a Hall of Fame marriage. Something you dream about, I bet, huh?
You know, as Troy and I have getting to know Tamela and DeMario, they've been such an inspiration to us. You know of DeMario on the football field, and if you know of Tamela, she's just, I'd say, a well of information and things that she shares in so many ways. And what's so beautiful, and I've shared with DeMario before, is you see him and all he's doing with the football team, but then you see him as his wife is cultivating this family in so many beautiful ways. And he's right there, intentional, connecting with his family, and it really is such an inspiration that we wanted to be able to share you with everyone.
Oh, well, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
All right, so probably the easiest question. How did y'all meet?
You want to tell the story?
You can tell the story.
I think you tell it better.
Because I tell the truth and he doesn't
Oh.
tell the truth.
Well, in other words, who had the hot for who first?
It was him.
That's disappointing.
It
I
was
love
him.
this.
He had the hots for me. You know, we met in a class though, medieval literature.
Wait, medieval literature.
Medieval literature.
You took medieval literature.
So that's the thing. That's why it's by fate. I wasn't even supposed to be in that class, and she was taking the class for her second time.
For a second time. Not because I failed, but
Right.
because but I was new at Arkansas State and I was there for grad school. He was in his last year of undergrad. And they had this class where I could like take it, but I'd already taken it in undergrad, so I was like, oh, I have like all of my work. I should really retake this class because it'll count for a different credit. And so I was an English lit major. He was not, so I don't know why he was in medieval literature because
So God had a design for me to be in there to meet her, because I had all my classes ready for my last semester. I was like, all I needed was 8 hours, but I had to take 12 because I played football. And I went in to meet my academic advisor, and they were like, you don't have enough liberal arts and science classes, so we got to change your schedule. And I walked out of the meeting and I had 21 hours so that I could graduate on time. And I remember picking a class. It was American Romanticism, because it was like between medieval and American Romanticism. I took American Romanticism. Then I came back and it was like, you got to teach for that class is out. You got to go to this class. So the first day of class, I actually walked in the classroom late.
he was like, I just registered for this class like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, who's this creep? Like he runs in, like flashing his paper. He just registered. So I'm like, okay, he doesn't have his life together. Judging, which I shouldn't have been doing. But
How many years ago was that?
that was 11 years ago,
2011.
2011. So yeah, January 2011. I think it was on his birthday that we ended up meeting. And after class one day, he was just like, "What do you think about the class?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know, it's a little much."
No, she's been modest. First of all, she when I asked her a question, because she had been eyeing me for a few days, and I just walked out
Checking
of
you
class.
out.
I noticed her, and I said, I'm gonna ask her a question after class. And so we walked out of class about the same time. I said, so what do you think about the class? And this huge smile went across her face, and I was like, okay.
I got this.
Yeah. And so we became great friends.
Yeah, became great friends. Just in conversation, realized we were both from Mississippi. We both had like similar interests. He told me like, oh, I'm a Christian, and I was interested to know what type of Christian he was. You know, that term can be used a little loosely. And we just really grew and developed our friendship, and the rest is history. But our first date was Valentine's Day.
Oh my goodness, how amazing.
She turned me down at first. I asked her would she be my Valentine's. I wanted to spoil it, so I said, would she be my Valentine's Day for a weekend? And she was like, I gotta think about that. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? She's like, I'll let you know. And a couple days went by, and then she told
Finally
me.
said, yeah. I watch a lot of Lifetime, so new guy, I don't know.
I love when you shared that with me, because it is the foundation of really both of our marriages, and both of your situation. That began something automatically, is founded on faith, both
Yep.
of you, right?
Yep.
Because of your upbringing as well as yours, DeMario. And Troy and I will, although came from that younger, it took about 5 years to really realized that we were very attracted to each other, but we had to we talked about the Dorito and I talked about the pyramid, Troy, Tracy, and Christ in the center. And that foundation is what has, for now, 27 years next month,
Oh, wow.
and 33 years since he sold me my first new car. So,
Oh, I closed that deal. When she
You
walked
sold
in,
her a car?
oh, I closed that deal. And then I made sure that she was followed up, and I made sure she was a
Senate
satisfied
windows,
customer.
I had car mat.
Wow.
all
Think of it
those
this way,
things.
Good luck.
that's the last car she paid for because I've been paying since.
I love it. I
There you
love
go.
it.
So, people see us, like I said earlier, you absolutely beautiful, and you look handsome, and you do as well, husband. And the thing is that this isn't just the finished product. It's been quite a journey. I know for us, 33 years,
Yeah.
and it's been 11 years. And even in your 11 years, there's been quite a journey of ups and downs and challenges, both family, both, moving from one place to the other with your beautiful wife being beside you, and, but being committed and connecting. That's what I see so much in what your beautiful wife posts. And I just say to people, if they're not following her, they need to know her, because here she is home, and you do many other things, but you really are cultivating there with your family. And then I see DeMario in these pictures, and he's right alongside. But it's not just get in here, honey, for a picture. It is intentional, and it is connecting, and it's loving you well, loving your children well, and it really is. Again, I'll tell you, just such an inspiration. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I mean, certainly when I first met Tamela, we were friends, and I remember seeing her in the kitchen, and she had a bunch of friends over her house, and we were all in there playing the Wii. She was just serving the whole house, and I looked at her, and it was just like God, like that light you see in the movie Around. I was like, that's your wife right there. And so at that time, I was like, that's your wife. And so a little bit after that's when I asked her to be my Valentine. But I never would have imagined it turned into how she is now. I saw it then, but sometimes you can see stuff and it's not real. But it's even that more magnified what I get to witness with her every day, especially over the past 11 years. I remember the first 3 things I wanted that was important was, she had to be beautiful. We had to be mentally on the same path. And most importantly, she had to love the Lord. And once, I knew the first 2 were there, and once I had a chance to be around her and saw that she was passionate about the Lord, it was a no-brainer. And I think that pursuit from us in the beginning, making sure that, like you said, the Dorito or the triangle, of both of us pursuing our relationship with God has been what has sustained us, all these years. And certainly being able to watch her and in her heart. So she taught me, I came from a great family, but she really taught me about family and doing it ourselves, because she always had the vision of being married. Even when we were friends, we used to talk about, she always had the vision of being married, having kids, and raising. So definitely in me deciding to pursue her, I started to go down that path of learning, what it means in regards to be a father, be a husband, what that looks like in real life, and visualize it the same way I visualize making plays on the football field. And to her, she's really kind of masterminded the whole thing for us as a family, like laying out the visual and what that looks like. Literally, we named all our kids.
She gave you the playbook.
She gave me the
And
Gave you
she's
playbook.
the
calling
playbook.
plays.
Yeah, and
That's
so
it.
we named all our kids in college, and so here we are 11 years later. It's the same as some people who have the dream of making it to the NFL that never do. It's very hard to do, and for us to have had this dream of what our family would look like, and now we're on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Like
it's
I'm
beautiful.
just grateful for you.
I'm
baby.
grateful for you too.
Yeah.